Today we are going to use some 21-inch deco mesh, and we're going to use the bubble method to make a gorgeous fall wreath. This is going to be more on that elegant side because we're using colors like burgundy, pink, golden colors. It's going to be gorgeous overall, my friends. If you love wreath tutorials, join us for this one and let's have some fun. Let's go through the supplies that we're using today, starting with a roll of 21-inch deco mesh that is by 10 yards. This one has some gold foiling through it, and this is like a warm burgundy color, very pretty. A pack of pipe cleaners. For ribbon, we're going to be making 2 half bows kind of, because we're going to have a bow on top and the bottom. So I'm going to be using some white ribbon because our sign has white, and that's just going to balance everything out and bring out the brightness in this wreath. Then I'm going to use this gorgeous Valentine pink glitter ribbon. This one's 2.5-inch wired. By the way, this one's 1.5-inch wired. This one was thrifted and I don't have a lot of it left. Just look at this print. I am going to use the white kind of as the background to bring this up a little bit. We'll see how it works, but I'm hoping to use whatever's left on here to at least make 1 loop on each of the bows that we're going to make. For our sign, here's the sign that we're going to use. If you look at it sideways, you could see the shimmer of the glitter, and I love the fact that it's not a blob of glitter, that it's just this elegant outline of the leaves and the roses. It's so pretty, and that is why we're bringing some of this glitter in, just to kind of bring out this little bit of glitter. When it comes to our wreath base, I'm going to be using a 14-inch metal wreath form. This one has 7 sections. In the description box below, I will attach a video where I'm doing a bubble method. It might look different, but the base is going to be still a bubble method, but 6 sections, not 7. So it depends on what wreath form you have. We're going to get started by attaching our pipe cleaners. Sometimes I attach them as I'm going along, but lately I've been just attaching the pipe cleaners and then the deco mesh. You're going to need 21 pipe cleaners for this wreath, and we're going to fold them in half and cut them. So at the end, we are going to have a total of 42 pieces. Now, to make my life easier, as always, I'm going to make a little V. If you have a smaller sign, you can use maybe row 1, row 2. I'm going to use row 3 because my sign is a bigger sign. For this wreath with the 7 sections, what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach 5 pipe cleaners on the inside of our section, and our 6th pipe cleaner is going to be on the intersection. So it's going to be 5, 6, 5, 6, 5, 6. Alrighty, my friends, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and number 6 is on the intersection. Your pipe cleaners don't need to be spread out evenly or anything like that. They can be all in one section for all you care, because when we are done attaching all our bubbles, this is going to be a very compact kind of wreath, so don't worry about that. At this point, I'm just going to continue filling in the rest of the wreath form with my pipe cleaners. I have all my pipe cleaners attached, a total of 42. Now let's get started on the deco mesh. And first things first, we're going to gather in the beginning, about 2 inches in. I'm going to attach to our first pipe cleaner. It doesn't matter which one really. And I'm going to give it a nice tight twist. Next, I'm grabbing a zip tie. I'm going to attach this tail to the wreath base. I'm going to go on row 2 so it's not in the way when we're making our bubbles at the end. About 1/2 inch from the pipe cleaner, I'll just tighten it up and cut the tail off. And then when we are done going all the way around, I'm going to do the same thing but on this side with the end of the tail. Now let's get going with our bubbles. The one thing I always say is if you are going to follow this many pipe cleaners for a nice full wreath, we want to make sure that our bubbles are taut. So I'm going to start with my pipe cleaner and with the beginning of my hand. I have 8 inches, so we are going to be making 8-inch bubbles. starting with our first little pipe cleaner. Squeeze everything down, twist the pipe cleaner all the way up, and then I'm just going to wrap it around. If you want to cut it off, you can cut it off, but I just like to wrap it around and I'm done. And that's it. I'm going to continue doing our little bubbles and attach them to the pipe cleaner, just one after one after one. This is a wreath that I call a continuous wreath. And if you get a gorgeous 21-inch deco mesh with a ton of foil and just a stunning type of deco mesh, that is even better. That's going to make your wreath even prettier. And because it's a continuous method, we don't care about fraying. This is a zero fray wreath. And these types of wreaths that I consider continuous wreaths, we can keep for a little longer, and they do last longer because we have less fraying to no fraying. The next little bubble, and that's it, my friends. This is one of those easy methods that at the end make a beautiful, stunning wreath. I did intersection to intersection pipe cleaner, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bubbles. They are not open. We can either open them now or at the end. I usually open them at the end because I kind of like for you to see what it looks like unopened, but I think I might just open it this time. At least this first section I'll open. It depends on the deco mesh that you use. Sometimes I had all the intentions of opening up the wreath, and then I used a certain deco mesh. It looked perfect the way it was, and I ended up not opening. So it does happen, but mostly I do like to open it up because I feel like it makes it softer, gentler, just a more beautiful kind of bubbles. I think this deco mesh is definitely one that we need to open up. It just ended up being so beautiful. Look at this. Definitely happy I opened it up. All right, my friends, I'm going to go ahead and make bubbles going all the way around. I am on my last bubble. All right, Reki. I am working, and this is how much I have left. Not much of deco mesh left. I'll measure my 8 inches and cut a big old tail. I can make it shorter later. Let's do this one more time. 8 inches. Untwist that first pipe cleaner that we started with. Put it in. And now we're really going to give it a few good twists. Twist up and twist back. The tail, I'm going to zip tie from the back because it's easier to see. Zip tie it to row 3. Cut off the tail. And then we really need to cut down this tail because it's way too long. Tuck that tail in between our deco mesh. I'm not sure if you can tell the difference, but this part is not open. I did not open the bubbles up. This part is open. It's fluffy. It's more on the soft side, but I'm still going to go through to make sure that it's opened up nicely, like this section right here. For my next step, I'm just going to make sure that everything is opened up. All of the bubbles are opened up. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make the 2 half bows that are going to go one on top and one at the bottom. So we don't need to make these bows too big. And the idea is for my bows on both sides to mirror themselves. So we'll see how that turns out. Before we get started on that process, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab that ribbon that I have hardly any of. If you're going to do this wreath and you're kind of in the same situation that I am and using up ribbon that you just are not sure you're going to have enough of. Alrighty, this is turning out to be a comedy over here. I would do this. Just grab that piece of ribbon and fold it in half. That way you're not going to take too much for one bow and not enough for the other. So now that I know I have 2 even pieces, we can get started on our bow. I'm going to grab my bow maker that I have been using for quite a while, but I will attach a similar one in the description box below. And yes, I got a little creative and etched my name here with a wood burning tool. I was just practicing, my friend. The measurements on here are up to 6.5 inches on both sides. So we're going to grab 2 dowels and put them right next to each other. And then we're going to start with our glittery ribbon. Going to start with a tail that's about, let's say, 7 inches. I don't want this to be too long. Here's the number one rule in making a bow. Every time we go through the dowels, when we have a ribbon that is one-sided, meaning the pretty side is on one side, the other side is the back side. Then every time we go through the dowels, we're going to twist our ribbon and then make our loop. If we're using a double-sided ribbon like this one, then it doesn't matter. We are just going to zigzag up. We don't need to twist it in the dowels. I'm going to start with a 5-inch loop. Since we have one-sided ribbon, we're going to twist every time we go through. 5 inches on this side, twist. 5 inches on this side, twist. 5 inches on this side, and we're going to bring it down. There we go. Now we can get started with our white ribbon. The tail, we already have one measured, so I'm just going to go off of that. And I'm going to continue sticking to the 5 inches, but this time instead of 4 loops like we have on the pink one, I'm going to make only 3. We want just a little bit of that white. Now let's do this one. I'm going to shorten the tail because I want to make sure we can get at least 4 inches on this one. And believe it or not, even though this one doesn't look like it's one-sided, it is, because the glitter part is only on one side. So I'm going to be twisting as I'm going through the dowels. Twist. And then 4 inches on the other side. Next, we are going to grab a zip tie. I'm going to lift the bow up a little bit and put the zip tie in like this, just underneath. We're going to zip tie it a little bit. Just a few clicks so we can take it off and I know it's secured. If you're not sure you're in the center, go ahead and pick up these last 2 at least. And as you can see, I am definitely in the center, but you want to make sure you're in the center. Cut the tail off. Now I'm going to grab another pipe cleaner and I'm going to twist it right in the back of our bow. I'm going to open this up a little bit later. Before I make my next bow, I'm going to go ahead, fold all of those tails in half and cut out a little triangle so we have a dovetail going on, just like this. I have 2 bows and I kind of opened it up like a fan. We're going to start with the pink ones, open it up, and then we're going to loop the white loops in between those pink ones. I'll adjust it on our wreath, but I am going to just open it up as much as I can. The white ribbon, I had 3 loops, which means the tail started on this side and ended on this side. So I'm going to just swing it over to the other side. And to help it stay there, I'm going to wrap my pipe cleaner around one more time, just so I can push it towards the other side. And there we go. We have a nice even set of ribbon and ribbon tails on both sides. I'm going to place my bows just like this, and I'm going to attach to the innermost row. There we go. Just twist it in place. And I'm going to do 1 twist. We can adjust the ribbon after the sign is up, but for now we're just going to leave it like this. And of course, as always, make sure you don't push the bow in too much. We want it to be kind of on top. Next, we're going to get our sign ready. Before we do that, I am going to take this rope off. Our sign is 6 inches by 12.5 inches, so it's a fairly large sign. I'm going to put a pipe cleaner on each corner because I do want a nice solid connection. I am going to remove any of these stickers because I don't want them to mess with the connection of my pipe cleaners. 4 pipe cleaners, fold them in half, make a little flat area right in the center like this. Grab 4 pieces of felt. These are about, I don't know, 1 inch by 2 inches, maybe a little bit smaller. This does not need to be exact by any means. To start by putting some hot glue right at the corner, our pipe cleaner straight on, and then I like to make little stripes going from one side to the other. Make sure you're going over the pipe cleaner, and then we're just going to lay our felt piece right over. This is going to melt everything together and you are going to have a nice strong connection. I'm going to go ahead. All right, at this point I'm going to let that cool and finish off the remaining corners. All the pipe cleaners are on. Now it's time to put our sign on the wreath. And this is the most important part. We need to wiggle it in and center it. Make sure it's in the center. If you need to get up and take a look to make sure that it's in the center, go ahead and do that. Let's flip and start attaching. I'm attaching my pipe cleaners between the bubbles because I feel like that's going to keep our sign in place, because if I attach it on an empty row, it's just going to move a little bit more than I wanted to. We're going to do a few twists. I don't want too much because in case I need to move it around. Now we can adjust it. I think we're nicely centered with the bow. But before we move on, I am going to go straight to the top and attach a hanging loop. Grab a jute cord and I'm going to attach it to the last row. I usually don't like attaching to the last row, but I don't think I have much choice here. Make a few knots. All right. And we have our hanging loop. If you're going to cover the back, this would be the time to do it. Right now, I'm making sure that all my pipe cleaners are secured to the wreath, meaning the ones holding the bows and the ones from the sign. I'm just twisting them up and then wrapping them around the wreath form. Our last step is just to start opening everything up and making sure our bow is nice and fluffy. Moving those ribbon tails around, whatever we need to do. There we are. And that's it, my friends. This is the final look, my friends. I think it's nice. For the sides, I'm going to keep those clean because we do have gold shimmering throughout, and that is more than enough. I wanted this to stay elegant, but also to look like fall. I wanted those autumn colors to come through. The wreath matches the wording, which brings the welcome sign out. And I just think at the end of the day, this makes it for a really, really pretty fall wreath. If you're someone who loves making wreaths or would like to get into wreath making, don't forget to like, subscribe to this channel because I pretty much have every holiday, every season, and every style of deco mesh wreath there is. With that said, I will see you in my next video. Bye, friends.